Okay, so first one is what does a student do in the beginning? I have two resources. Number one, you can go to my Chiropractic Biophysics YouTube channel. I have about, I don't know, 60 or 70 really good videos up there that are roughly anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour long. And if you want to learn a little bit more about what I do with spine rehabilitation and my team does, what CBP is all about, go to the Chiropractic Biophysics YouTube channel and just start watching some of the videos. The videos are very colorful. You get to see my unique personality. Some people think I'm angry. No, no, no. I'm passionate, right? There's a big difference. So one thing is, don't ever send me a message and tell me I'm angry. I'm not angry. I'm not an angry person at all. My blood pressure's good. My physiology's good. I'm passionate, right? I just don't tolerate nonsense, right? So go to that YouTube channel. Number two, you can go to my website, cbppatient.com, and you can look up CBP doctors around the world. So that's cbppatient.com, and call up a CBP doctor and say, hey, can I come observe your practice? And if you're cool and you actually listen to what the doctor's doing and you're friendly and interactive, they might even hire you as like an internship. And you will learn on the job things that are going to accelerate you into chiropractic. And my CBP doctors, we all do that for students, right? If you call up a CBP doctor and say, hey, I'm a prospective student, I want to be a chiropractor, I listened to Dr. Deed and he said to seek you out. They'll take you under their wing if you're cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So those are the two resources.
And if I was to add one little thing, it's look at the CBP doctors and then check out their YouTube channels as well, just to get a feeling for what they're about. I'm sure everybody has a YouTube or at least a video online these days.
Sure. Yeah. You can get a feel for what they do uniquely. Right. The thing with the research budget. Yeah. That's a what if dream. I can't even really think in those terms. Here's why, Ben. CBP nonprofit is a true 501c3 nonprofit organization. We've been around since the 1980s. We're self-funded. We're privately funded. We're smaller players in the research game, but we get stuff done. You want to get, I don't want big money. I don't. I think that taints you. Now you have all these other interests involved. On $100,000 a year, we publish roughly 20 papers a year, which that comes out to about $5,000 a paper. And that's unheard of in the academic arena. It's unheard of. Like students wouldn't even fathom, what I'm saying. Like for me to do a randomized trial on $5,000 means that I'm networking with universities overseas, that those projects are funded through the government and grants that way. So I don't have to pump $1 million into a randomized trial. I don't want to. Like, why would I do that? To me, that's the problem when you see a lot of, pharmaceutical or vaccine studies that are funded by big industry. How do you trust them? And
not to reframe the question, but less about the money and more about what are the areas that you would like to further explore. Obviously, they continue to emerge as you ask new questions. So I'm just more curious of what are some questions that you currently hold that the future projects might aim to answer? And if the budget piece is just allowing for maybe more researchers to get involved or more people, I'm just always curious because I know that you work with a team and what it would look like to scale that team, but it doesn't sound like you need to.
No, I'm, honestly, I'm not so you're asking me a question to be somebody different. I'm not than I am. And so I'm very comfortable with who I am.
Yep.
I'm not everybody's a dreamer, but I'm a goal-oriented person. And I think in realistic terms in what I have in front of me and what I can do now. And so on a budget of 100 to 150,000 a year, I can pump out 20 to 25 papers, and I can lead the way in chiropractic rehabilitation sciences. And that's what I'm doing. My team and I, we don't care about getting paid for our work. Nobody on the CBP nonprofit team gets money for doing the research, except for one person. We hired a master's degree who's now a PhD candidate, who's a chiropractor. We hired him because we have to have somebody crunch numbers and data and do things, right? So that individual gets paid, but very small amounts of money, you know. And so the rest of the CBP nonprofit team, we're just like myself, private people. We make our money through different ventures, not research. Like I make my money through education and product sales. You know, I hold, you know, copyrights and, you know, pseudo patents on certain things and whatever. So I make my money that way. But I don't make it by being a researcher. So I don't want $5 to $10 million. I don't, you know, if you want 5 to 10 million, give it to a chiropractic college and see what they can do with it. I'm really happy doing what I'm doing. We're studying, you know, when we correct the spine, does it improve brain function? Does it improve spinal cord velocity? Can we improve, you know, what we call, and sorry for the term, but it's called sensory motor control, which is how your body takes external stimuli and processes it into a motor or movement output. How do we optimize that from whether it's a general person or an athlete? So we're studying all these things, and we are getting it done on 120,000 a year, not 5 to 10 million.